now, the coronavirus is giving us a lot of good news and bad news. You know, sort of like getting laid at the family reunion. And because it's 2020, let's get straight to the bad news first.
This morning, the U.S. surpassing a staggering 10 million COVID-19 infections, the highest number of reported cases in any nation. In the past week, roughly 74 Americans were diagnosed every minute.
Countries across Europe are struggling to keep COVID-19 at bay. France has reported its highest daily death toll since the start of the second wave, and the weekly death toll in England and Wales has jumped by 41%, surpassing 1,000 for the first time since June.
In Utah, overcrowding in intensive care units forcing Governor Gary Hubert to declare a new state of emergency.
I am placing the entire state of Utah under a mask mandate until further notice.
That's right. Corona is blowing up in Europe and America again. In fact, it's rampaging across the Western world so hard that scientists have had to invent new shades of red for those COVID maps.
So right now the Midwest is kind of blood meets fire engine, but the East Coast over here is only at pothead eyes.
And I see what Corona did here. It waited for all of us to be distracted by the election and then boom! Snuck into our lungs. It's like how Joey Fatone snuck into NSYNC. Everyone was so focused on rehearsing the dance moves, they didn't notice their bus driver had joined the group. It's gotten so bad that now even Utah is under a mask mandate. And you know shit is bad when even Mormons are using protection. So, that's the bad news. But I did promise you the good news too. And people, this is the news we've all been waiting for.
The drug giant Pfizer said yesterday that its vaccine candidate was more than 90% effective in early testing. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the government's top infectious disease expert, called the news extraordinary. He also says there are likely to be other effective vaccines coming soon.
The news from Pfizer was even better than expected.
I would have been very satisfied with a 70% effective vaccine.
According to a Pfizer press release, out of almost 44,000 trial participants, 94 got sick from COVID. 4 weeks after the start of the 2-dose regimen and 7 days after the second dose, protection from symptomatic COVID was greater than 90%.
We were jumping out of the chairs, screaming basically, this is unbelievable, oh my God, we may put an end to this terrible pandemic.
Jumping out of their chairs, screaming. You know something is good news if it turns a laboratory into the Apollo. The COVID protection rate is 90%. And maybe it's because I grew up watching Dexter's Lab, but this scientist's accent makes me want to trust him more because he sounds like a scientist. I'm not gonna lie, if he had the voice of a frat bro, I might be a little hesitant.
Dude, this protection rate is like 90%. Pretty much the opposite of when I bang.
But this is amazing news. In fact, right now, if you're feeling chills, a little dizzy, lightheaded, that might not be corona. That might be the symptoms of hope. I know you probably haven't felt it in a while. If you've also lost your sense of smell, you should go to the hospital. That's not hope. And in a year like this, it feels so exciting to get all this good news in 1 week. Huh? 1 week, all this good news. I'm like, calm down, 2020. Is it my birthday? Wait, is it my birthday? I've lost track of time. Did I miss my birthday, guys? Plus, Dr. Fauci approves of the vaccine, and that is a great sign. I pretty much don't do anything unless that man thinks it's a good idea. Hey, Dr. Fauci, I was thinking of ordering Thai food, and I just wanted to get your thoughts. Yeah, I know you're busy, but if you texted back, maybe I wouldn't have to call. Now, to be clear, there are still a lot of unknowns about this vaccine situation and how it could play out, right? Pfizer has put out a very promising press release, but they haven't actually shown complete data yet. And basically, a press release is like a trailer for a movie that looks really cool, but we still got to see the whole movie before we know for sure. You know, is it going to be Avengers or is it going to be Justice League? Is it going to be Parasite or is it going to be Justice League? Plus, this particular vaccine is going to be really hard to distribute because it has to be kept super cold the entire time at approximately negative 70 degrees Celsius, which is like negative 4 billion Fahrenheit in those imaginary numbers Americans use. You know what I'm saying. And the question is, how are you going to keep a vaccine that cold during transports? I mean, the one way is to keep it in the limo between Trump and Melania. It's super chilly in there. Or, here's my idea. The government should hire every ice cream truck in America to distribute the vaccine. Yeah, I'll volunteer to drive. Mr. Ice Cream Man, we need the vaccine! Stop, Mr. Ice Cream Man! Oh, I heard them. I'm just gonna make them run a few more blocks. So, while we're waiting for the vaccine to actually become available, we need to get the virus under control. And that job is about to fall to a new president, Joseph Remdesivir Biden. And it looks like he's hitting the ground running.
President-elect Joe Biden making it clear the work begins today with the pandemic his first order of business. Biden briefed by his new coronavirus task force, led by former Obama Surgeon General Vivek Murthy, David Kessler, who ran the FDA under George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton, and Dr. Marcella Nunez-Smith, a professor of public health at Yale. He also implored every American to do their part.
We can save tens of thousands of lives if everyone would just wear a mask for the next few months. Not Democrat or Republican lives, American lives.
Poor Joe Biden. He's trying so hard. He sounds like the only dude who tries to follow the rules at the sauna. Guys, if we all just wore a towel, we could avoid so many unnecessary rashes. But yeah, Biden has a brand new task force. And personally, I think it's an interesting choice to fill your task force with people who know what they're doing. Like, I don't even think he asked the MyPillow guy. I mean, it's not what we're used to, but I guess we'll give it a shot. And honestly, that's going to be the biggest difference between Trump and Biden as presidents. Biden is going to be telling us all the boring things like, you know, be responsible, look out for each other. Meanwhile, Trump was like getting that one day a month with your divorced dad. You know, he's going to sneak you into Six Flags and let you try beer, which is fine for a day or two, but after 4 years, your future starts to look really bleak. Oh, and speaking of irresponsible, remember how the White House had a corona breakout last month because they didn't follow the rules, and you thought, oh, well, maybe this will be the thing that whips them into shape? Well, think again.
This morning, the Trump administration is yet again the center of a COVID outbreak. Housing Secretary Ben Carson, a doctor and member of the president's COVID panel, and David Bossie, who's leading the president's election legal team, among at least 9 people in Trump's circle to be diagnosed in recent days.
God damn, people. Another outbreak in Trump's White House? Another outbreak? That means coronavirus has now been in the White House longer than most of Trump's cabinets. And I expected this from everyone else, but Ben Carson, Dr. Ben Carson? I know you own a mask. You've been wearing one for 40 years. Don't be letting these crazy white folk bring you down, Dr. Carson. You saw what they did to Herman Cain. At the rate things are going, they're going to be finding corona in the White House for decades after Trump leaves. It's going to be behind the walls, in the insulation. Before Biden moves in, they're going to have to cover the whole place in one of those tents. In fact, given how much corona is in the White House, maybe Trump shouldn't leave. Because let's be honest, that's Corona's HQ right now. Let's just keep Trump inside, build a wall around it, and then get Joe Biden a nice Airbnb in DC. That way, everybody wins.